a thing called hip-hop karate.
Oh my god. Why?
I'm just...
Why would you say that?
Because I was in 7th grade, and I'm still annoying at my core.
Oh,
Hey, Allie, what's hip-hop karate?
no. So
Allie's very glad she invited me to do this.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Spice of Life. This is a show where we talk about life and church things, all while pushing the limits of our spice tolerance. My name is Allie, I'm the creative producer here, and today I'm joined by Claire Mannow. She's on our youth staff, our incredible youth staff, who does not get enough recognition, I must say.
Yeah.
Why are you here? Why did you agree to do this with me?
Because I really like Hot Ones in general, and also being on youth staff is kind of a you get asked to do something vaguely insane and stupid, and you say, yeah, what time?
Yeah.
Can I make a spreadsheet about it?
I'm glad I didn't need a spreadsheet for this, because I would lose my mind. I hate spreadsheets.
I mean, Matt would have made you one if you wanted one.
Oh, that's good to know.
He loves spreadsheets.
Thanks, Matt. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started with our first food. It's going to be Takis. You like Takis?
Sure. We used to eat them in my sorority house a lot.
It's definitely one of my favorite chips. I can't eat them very much anymore, though, because they make me feel bad.
I can't imagine why.
I don't know if that's just like a me getting older thing, or if it's just that Takis are inherently bad and it just caught up to me over time.
That's possible. I don't eat them very often because I don't seek pain most of the time, but I don't mind them.
Maybe that's why I'm doing this show.
If you seek pain.
I should reflect on that.
We're actually unpacking Allie's psyche on this show. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Clearly okay, well, moving on. So we've both done quite a few youth mission trips over time. I think we were actually in youth group for at least a couple years together.
When did you graduate?
I don't remember, 2015 or something like that.
I joined in 2012, so.
Never mind. I guess I knew you was like a compliment or something. So we've both been on a lot of trips. Some of my favorite food experiences have been on mission trips because we go all over. So what have been some of your more unique regional foods that you've really enjoyed getting to experience?
I have two answers, one of which is actually regional, so I'll start with that. But last year, as in last summer, and then this coming summer, we went to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I spent much of my life going to New Orleans and that kind of area. And that's where part of my family's from. It's just a big place we go all the time. Yeah. And I love Louisiana food so much.
So
all
good.
of it, because I love shellfish. I love just everything about it. And so we had gumbo, a crawfish boil.
Yes.
Maybe and jambalaya as well, and it was so good. And all of our kids were like, "Oh my God, it looks weird." I said, "Shut up! Eat your gumbo because it's better. Yeah, it's better than any other mission trip food you're ever gonna have." It'll make you a better
person.
Yeah, basically, because it has flavor, and some of them are scared of that.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. And then at Camp Barnabas, if any of you watching have been to Camp Barnabas, you know what I'm talking about. They have this thing called pineapple dump cake, which is I don't even know what's in it, and I don't care because I eat more of that than of the meal we had before that.
Oh,
it is so unbelievably good.
That's good. That makes me really happy. Speaking of youth things, y'all, I'm sure all of y'all get to all the youth staff is back there. Hi guys.
They're my entourage.
My entourage. Claire never leaves the house alone.
That's really threatening.
People are out to get her. So some of the youth staff get to attend all of these fun youth-related events, like sports games and stuff like that. I remember when Casey was my youth director, I made her come to my barrel racing competitions and stuff. And then Brandon, who was way back in the day, came to one of my belt tests when I worked at a martial arts studio. So those are probably the two weirdest ones that I made them do. What are some of the weirdest ones that you've gone to that you thought were really fun and not just weird?
We went to an FFA competition yesterday, which I rode horses for a long time, so I'm used to the horse side of livestock events and not the FFA side of livestock events.
I don't know much about it either.
I don't either.
Okay.
I've been to two
And
for several hours. Yeah, they don't explain it to
good.
you or anything like that. It's a lot of eye contact.
Oh, is
you
it
ever
the pig thing?
They're bent over and they have a stick and they're staring dead into the judge's eyes.
Why is that part of it? Because isn't it about the pig itself? Who cares about the person?
Yeah, it's like meat judging, but the meat's alive. You know?
It's to get the judge's attention.
Is it? Why?
Rebecca's a big FFA gal, allegedly.
Huh. Okay.
So they do it with all kinds of livestock. Our youth that does it has pigs. So we
Okay.
watched a bunch of pig judging yesterday, and that's very fascinating to me.
That's cool.
Yeah, different in a different kind of way,
Texas
you know.
is such a fun place to live. You get to do the weirdest stuff.
I
And
don't
it's
mind
just
it.
like considered normal.
Yeah, but I also go to like basketball and soccer games, and I don't understand either of those sports at all. So
That's
I just
fair.
talk
So
the
it's
entire
equal.
time. Yeah.
All right, Glenn, I think we're ready for our next food if you don't mind, sir.
Which one? You want queso?
Yeah, let's do the queso.
Conga line.
I also have cayenne pepper. If you wouldn't mind putting some cayenne pepper in there.
Just dip your Takis in.
Oh, well, hey guys.
Oh,
I have a very fraught history with the song Conga.
Why?
Because at Disney, because I've converted my parents into Disney adults by accident, and
Oh.
then there's this roller coaster, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, where you get like one of 6 songs, like, and it's fun because it's
okay.
like awesome mix, whatever.
Yeah.
I've ridden that 7 times. 5 of those 7 have been to Conga by Gloria Estefan.
That's bad luck.
5 of them.
Those are bad
That's so
odds.
much Conga. So much. I don't know
It's
which
too much.
camera I'm looking
I
at,
don't-
but so
it's-
much.
Any Conga is too much Conga, in my opinion.
I've kind of been Stockholm syndromed into liking it at this point.
That's sad.
So are we drinking this or is
Well,
it chips?
All about
Okay.
the company.
We actually-
All right.
Just okay. Just dump it. I brought bowls,
Yeah, that works.
And instead, we're gonna be heathens. No.
It's fine. I do
Okay.
not care.
So one of the things that we have in common besides youth things is that we both are, or more so for me, were artists and really enjoy that sort of stuff. I did a lot of my art back in high school, back when my hands worked correctly.
Okay.
And they kind of do now, but not great. And so I did a lot of, I was looking back at my portfolio that I had at my mom's house. I went and dug it out of the closet. And it was a lot of like sketch portraits and then like painting animals. And that's essentially all I
Yeah.
I was not very adventurous at the time. What sort of stuff are you interested in painting or taking photographs of? What's like your favorite medium?
Photography, probably. I used to draw a lot with my dad, like
Yeah.
growing up, and now I do it some on my iPad because I'm an iPad kid in the office most of the time. So
Yeah.
a lot of what I do is digital. I'm not as comfortable with digital art just because I haven't done it for my entire life.
Right.
So I'm working on it. It's a new skill that I've learned in the past year, but it's been a lot of fun to be able to make stuff like for our Sunday morning slide announcements or announcement slides. And are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. And graphics for our youth banquet or for themes and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I'm really glad that we have somebody else to do that for us because I cannot.
it's fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Now, I've heard legends, one could say, about a mythical creature.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like for you to describe exactly what the quaduct is and why.
Why not, actually, is my
Okay.
answer to that. So when I was, I think, a junior in high school, either a junior or a senior, we were doing a Stations of the Cross ISE, which is immersive scripture experience, at a refuge, which is our Sunday night programming. And my best friend, who I'm still very, very good friends with, Marlo, was big into crying at the time, so she was crying as we
Big
were
into crying.
going through this Stations of the Cross thing. And one of the activities we had to do was to create an animal. And I do not remember what the context for creating an animal was, per se. Are you sure you're okay?
I'm good. Keep
Okay.
going. Yep. I'm
And
fine.
so I decided, to be fair, me and Cat Bear, our former youth director, have
Yep.
different versions of this story because I was 17 and I don't remember it very well.
Okay.
One way or another, a duck with 4 legs ends up getting drawn with an orange bill and legs and then a
Okay.
blue body.
Okay.
And it's called the quaduck. And I kind of just draw it and throw, whatever.
Yeah.
Here's this. Marlo's crying. I'm going to go deal with that
Oh.
primarily. And I come back in and people are like, oh my God, what is that? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
just
just
drew it on a
drawing. I just-
whiteboard,
yeah.
in the back classroom in the Justin. Like, I don't know why everyone's so fixated on this. And it kind of just snowballed, perhaps spiraled into a whole phenomenon. And I jokingly said to Kat one time, oh, just write taxonomic information on it, basically.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of National Geographic as a kid.
Turn it into like a cryptid.
And so I did.
Yeah.
It's like 3 pages long.
Oh my God.
But I won a Justy for that, for being the architect of the Quaduck Manifesto.
We need to talk about Just D Awards eventually.
Yes, we do.
That's so fun.
And then I came back to work here, and it made its way back around again,
Yeah.
and now there's 3 people in the world, including myself, who have aquatic tattoos permanently forever. So
What?
Yeah.
That's commitment.
It is.
Would you mind grabbing that so we can see it? She's made an incredibly detailed mural of it. How long did this take?
So long. It was
you.
for a Revolution weekend. The theme was mosaic. I do not do mosaics in my spare time. So I'd never made a mosaic before, but we said, hey, we're gonna play a game called Search for the Lost Mosaic. Can you make a mosaic? And I said, yeah, probably. And then I did. And this is what it ended up looking like. That roughly translates to 4 duck in Greek. Because as you can imagine, quaduck is not a real word in Greek. So
Is this part of the tattoo? Do you have the word?
no, just the quaduck, not
Oh,
the Greek
man.
words. That would be scary.
That would be I have a rule about my tattoos of never getting any lettering ever.
Fair.
Thank you, ma'am. Because you never know in the future. I have one tattoo that I got that was meaningful, and now I regret it. And so I kind of covered it, kind of incorporated into something else. And I was like, never again. I just need pretty things on me, and that's it.
Fair.
So that's fascinating. The Just E Awards, I don't know how many people really know about that, because it is sort of like a youth banquet exclusive.
Yeah.
I should have stolen Lance's, because Lance has one. In
We
his
also
office.
could have brought one. I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
I got one in like sophomore year, but I don't remember what it was for.
Well, must
I'm
not
sure
have
it
been
was
that
something
good.
really stupid, because I was very stupid. So I can only
Probably.
assume. Yeah.
The only thing I remember about you from youth group was a thing called hip hop karate.
Oh my god. Why?
I'm just
Why would you say that?
because I was in 7th grade and I'm still annoying at my core.
Oh,
Hey, Ali, what's hip hop karate?
no. So
Allie's very glad she invited me to do this.
I was a martial arts instructor for like 15 years. No, 10 years. I did it for like 15 years. But I was also a dancer. I was actually a dancer before I did karate. Well, it was taekwondo technically, but whatever. Who cares? None of it's real. And so when I was in charge of like the demonstration team, so we would actually like go out and demonstrate what we could do, and it was super flashy and crazy tricks and weapons and whatnot, just to get people to sign up for classes where their kids learn how to like punch and kick each other. I started incorporating some like hip hop dancing into it, and for whatever reason people really liked it, and I don't know why. And I just kept doing it because people it's like this, people liked it, so I have to keep doing it because it's my job. I don't know how. And so yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that. I
Yeah.
love thinking about that.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I'm not putting clips. I'm not putting clips.
Oh, we're gonna find them.
No, you can't.
Are you sure?
Not with that attitude.
I don't think you can. I really hope you can't. I think they're all just saved on my Google Drive, but they might be on Facebook somewhere on somebody's page. I don't know. Anyway, can we
Lucky
move
for
on?
you,
No.
I don't know how Facebook works.
Let's move on.
So.
I'm done. I'm done with this. Let's move on. Okay. So, circling back to Barnabas, which we already mentioned earlier, I want you to sort of go in depth a little bit more about what it is exactly, because a lot of people hear about it, they're like, oh, we need volunteers for Barnabas, and they go, cool, and then they don't sign up because nobody does. You all should sign up for more things.
I will say Barnabas is our biggest event.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
good.
don't have trouble getting
That's
people
great
to go.
though. That's great. But it's surprising to me because maybe I'm just like very weak-minded, but that seems like one of the most difficult things that like a teenager could do for somebody else.
Oh yeah,
You
very
know what
much
I mean?
so.
So would you mind talking a little bit more about what's involved with that?
Yeah, so there's 3 different roles you can be. A cabin parent, which is what I am because I'm a group leader, a barnstormer, which is our rising 9th graders, and then a missionary, which is rising 9th onwards.
Okay.
Barnstormers is just if you're into chores, like
Yeah,
cleaning,
yeah.
you will love being a barnstormer, and they have a lot of free time. They kind of hang out with the campers, but mostly with each other. Missionary is kind of like what everybody wants to do because that's the like
Oh, okay.
star of the show minus
Right.
the campers. You're a one-on-one generally buddy basically for a kid with any range of disabilities. They could be high-functioning autism, they could be incredibly low-functioning autism. It could be Down syndrome, it could be Angelman's, it could be Pfeiffer's, like it could be a lot of things. The week we go is called Bridge Builders. It's physical and intellectual disabilities.
Okay.
They're
Oh, so-
7 to 18 years
so there's
old, I
different
believe.
weeks
Yes.
for like okay, so like different age ranges and stuff.
They have adult weeks, they have like little kid weeks, there's deaf blind weeks, there's chronic illness week, like there's all kinds of
Okay.
things. And so the whole point is just for that week, like they get to feel like not just like I don't like the word normal, but like regularly abled kids.
Yeah.
But they all those like they're the stars of the
Right.
show. Like
Yeah.
whatever they want to do that week, that's what they're gonna do within reason. And it's the best place ever.
Yeah, that's great. I've never been, and I wish I had gone. Maybe it's like, now that I'm an adult, I would probably be more willing to do it. But as a kid, I myself, now being diagnosed with a couple of things, would not have been a good person to do that. And so I'm glad I didn't, because it probably would have been a bad time for both me and my camper. But
yeah, it's at this point the church has gone for, I think 12 or 13 years. Like we've taken a group for that long, and so it's just kind of like part of the culture of the youth group at this point. It's like, hey, like we may not all agree on the exact same things all of the time, but we are all very like, if someone is like different than you in like a disability sense or like anything like that, that is like, everybody knows, like that's the culture of inclusion that like, we're like really hard about.
yeah, that's good.
And so
That's such a such a good thing to teach at a young age. I'm really happy y'all do that. That's great.
you seem thrilled about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I shouldn't have done this question last. There is one more thing I wanted to ask you, actually. God, because back in my time in youth, there was like this firm belief that the Justin Building was haunted. And I want to know what the current
Look, it's not a
staff-
belief, it's a reality.
Okay, thank you, because it was like a big thing they would talk about all the time. Because things would happen, and like some of the interns would refuse to be the last one out of the building, like at night when the lights were off.
Yeah.
Because they were like, I swear to God, like I hear things.
Yes, very much so. I believe Casey coined the term horizontal mist.
Oh, ew, no, I hate that.
I have never seen it personally, though we all, and you can ask my coworkers back there, we have experienced it many times.
Really?
Yes, like traditionally speaking, quote unquote, it'll mess with the sound system, like the audio, all of that on the
That's
stage.
just a sound system. No, I've worked that sound system. It's just garbage.
One would think. And there was one specific time, and Rebecca's nodding because she knows the story I'm about to tell.
Oh,
We
no.
were in Matt's office, and it was a Monday, and a lot of times we would go to Chick-fil-A on Mondays or like order it, whatever,
Yeah.
just from coincidence. And I said, what about Chick-fil-A? Because it's Monday. And Matt was like, I don't know if I'm feeling Chick-fil-A today. And something flew off of one of his shelves. And we
No.
said, okay, we'll get Chick-fil-A, message received. And there was another time I had a letterboard on my door of my office. Like, you know, the removable, like,
Yeah.
it says something. And I'm a big Halloween person in the terms of aesthetic. I don't like
too.
the holiday that
Me
much.
too.
So I had like a spooky, like something on my letterboard. And it was like November. And I'm lazy and it fits my aesthetic. So I
Yeah.
hadn't changed it.
Yeah.
And it's command strips to my door. And I come in and it had fallen down one morning. It's like, ugh. So I put it back up. Mind you, it had been up for like 3 months at that
Yeah.
point. So I put it back up.
Uh-huh.
And then blah, 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 leave, whatever. Come back the next day, it's on the ground again. I said, all right, maybe this is a sign. So I
Yeah.
changed it, put it back up, and it didn't fall off after that. So
That
I
makes
will
me a little
specify,
uncomfy.
it's not a ghost, it's a poltergeist, because poltergeists are never alive.
Okay, so I have a question for you about poltergeist in particular, because my boyfriend is convinced that if it can touch things, that he could punch it.
I would never do that to the mist. I respect it. We have a tenuous respect because I've been at the Justin for so long.
Right.
We get each other to a degree because
Okay.
I am also causing mischief in my
Yeah, you're
coworkers'
both, like,
offices most of
harbingers
the
of
time.
chaos.
Yeah. Matt is
Aw,
actually
that's
not
sweet.
convinced that I'm not the mist.
Maybe it's the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit?
Mm.
That feels a little vindictive for the Holy Spirit, don't you think? Do we need to get Lance to go over there and do an exorcism or something? Or are
Do
y'all,
not
like,
come to my
friends
town.
now? Yeah. Yeah.
No.
No, he's our friend. Keep him. Have you named him?
The mist?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just called the mist. Horizontal mist. Although, if you're in the women's restroom that's in the big room, like you walk in past the bar counter,
Yeah.
if you're in that bathroom, you can hear someone rearranging chairs in the big room. No one's ever there. It's true.
I don't like
Rebecca's in, yeah, she's nodding. She knows. Yeah, genuinely.
that. I don't like that.
Yeah. And sometimes in Matt's office, which is below, I think, the choir suite, you can hear what sounds like someone rolling a marble back and forth on the floor. This seems like I'm just being really mean to Allie in a lot of different ways. I promise I'm not. but that's
no,
true.
but I believe you though, because I've been in there. Like, I've like gone up in the attic and stuff, in like the roof access area. Oh my god, dude, it's scary.
I just embrace the Justin for the like equally delightful and horrifying building that it is.
Yeah.
It's turning 70 this year, actually.
Oh, good. Good.
You gotta embrace it. That's part of the youth ministry is hauntings.
I'm confused as to why I haven't experienced this sort of stuff in the main building, because
We have
older,
ghost hunted
right?
over here twice.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I want to do that.
You can borrow our stuff. I keep the spirit boxes in my office.
So sick. All right, Claire. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate
Thank
people
you for having
continuing
me.
to sign up for this, and I don't know why.
Well, you did ask me. I didn't sign up.
That's true.
I just agreed.
No, but that's interesting though, because I asked you to do it, and then 2 other people came to me and were like, "I want to do it. Why does she get to do it? I don't get to do it." I'm like,
So what you're saying is
you
I
can
make
just-
things look cool.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess so. All right, y'all. Claire, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you
Thanks
for having me.
Entourage for coming. It made that movie more fun. We will see y'all in the next one.